I see a lot of ads like this on Google News and social media about two checks from Social Security. This one right here is a very popular news source. I don't know about popular, but you see it out there all the time talking about two checks. And this company is out of Spain. Not sure why they're advertising Social Security in the United States, but let's break it down and fact check what this is all about. All right, so and then I'm going to answer some questions I get from my YouTube channel about all things Social Security, retirement, disability. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ed Weir. I ran the third business Social Security office in the country, and now I'm helping you make sure you're getting all the benefits you're entitled to. Okay, so basically the whole two check thing is just a bureaucratic type of situation. If you have been getting your check for a long time, you might get it on the first, part of the month. If you filed relatively recently within the last few decades, then you're going to be receiving your check on the second Wednesday of the month or the third Wednesday of the month or whatever the case may be. And this whole two check kind of, just frankly, BS out there is basically if you're going to get your check on the 30th or the 31st or whatever the case may be, then they might give you it a little bit early, or you get it on the first, they give it to you on the 31st. So, whatever the case, and there's a few times of a year that because of the calendar, it's, the first or the end of the month falls on a Saturday or Sunday or holiday or something like that. The Department of Treasury, Social Security, the Department of Treasury actually writes the checks, issues the checks or the direct deposits. You will get your check a little bit earlier, the following month's check a little bit early. It's not as though you're going to get 13 checks for the year. You're not going to get an extra check. You're just going to get next month's check a little bit earlier, or whatever the case may be. So that's the whole two checks a month. And there's a lot of people out there on social media make a bunch of videos about this and try to get you to click. And, but it's all pretty much BS. Again, if you're getting SSI, you've got a different pay cycle, but you're going to get your check and you're not going to get anything extra unless there's a stimulus check coming, which is a completely different thing. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into some questions I've got on my YouTube channel. All right, George asked, I'm a widow and my husband's benefits had stopped. Why can't we collect his too? I am living in such bad situations. Yes, this is an unfortunate part that just too many people don't understand. When you are married, living together, let's say your husband was receiving $2,000 and you're receiving $1,000. And so the total coming into the house is $3,000. When the higher earning spouse passes away, you hear that. I'm sure this is where this comes from because I've done this a few 100,000 times. I've had to break the news to people about this, that the higher earning spouse benefits, you get that check. That is correct. But in the finish to finish the sentence, your benefits offset that. So one day you have a spouse getting $2,000, you're getting $1,000, total $3,000 a month. The person passes away, you continue to get your $1,000 a month, plus you get up to, if you're your full retirement age, you get up to their benefit amount. So you get another $1,000 on their account. So you're getting two checks. It comes at one. You don't realize it's two checks, but it's essentially two different checks, one from your Social Security record and the one from their Social Security record. So one day you're getting $3,000, the person passes away, now you're only getting $2,000. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know that. So please like, share, and subscribe. And people need to get that information. That way they know how to plan in the future. It's very, very unfortunate. All right. So let's see what else here. We've got, I'd like to apply for Social Security in January 2025 to begin in May. My 2024 earnings are not recorded on Social Security yet. How do I agree with the record if 2024 is not recorded yet? Well, the reason 2024 is not recorded yet is because you didn't do your taxes yet. So which is no problem. It's still January. You've still got early. It's still very early. Don't worry about it. You go ahead and file for your benefits. Don't worry about 2024. What happens is when you file your Social Security, your IRS, you send in your FICA taxes, the IRS, you do your taxes and all that. Then the IRS essentially at that time notifies Social Security, and then Social Security looks at your 2024 and will, if that's one of your high 35 years of earnings, they will increase your benefits. That's 100% automatic. So it doesn't matter if you started your benefits in January and then they do that calculation in April, May, June, July, they will pay you back starting in January any increase that was due. So just go ahead and file your taxes. But definitely, yeah, definitely make sure after you file your taxes, check a few weeks later to make sure those earnings did hit Social Security. Go through SSA.gov and set up a My Social Security account just to check. And I recommend everybody do that. All right, let's see. Hi, Ed. This is Ron. I'm 72. I'm on Social Security. Can I get any spousal support? She passed 2013, was married 11 years, divorced. Am I entitled to any of her Social Security? It really depends on the benefit amount. If your amount is higher than that, then no, you wouldn't receive any other benefits. But if you haven't already checked, you definitely should have checked earlier. But reach out to Social Security. Unfortunately, it's a crazy wait time right now. Politicians want to, destroy customer service Social Security to make everybody hate Social Security. They're doing a phenomenal job there. But yeah, reach out to Social Security and say, hey, I never checked. I should have checked. Am I entitled to any spousal benefits? Was my spouse's benefit amount higher than mine? If it is, then they will set you up an appointment to file for those spouse benefits. And because you should have done it a while ago, if there are any benefits, I would definitely ask for as much retroactivity as possible, some back pay. So 6 months, a year, whatever they can do, the farther back they can get, the more money you get. All right, let's see. I believe this is confusing. They said if you have Medicaid, you can enroll in Medicare. Now, you hearing you're not supposed to have Medicaid and Medicare and Medicaid. Uh, yeah, the whole system is confusing. So this is based a question I did on another video. You can have Medicare. You can have Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare is the system you sign up for at the Social Security Administration, Part A. Part B, Medicaid is a welfare-based health insurance program with the state. So you apply through your Department of, Social Services or Department of Welfare or Medicaid office in your particular state. And if you're low income, low resources, they will approve you for Medicaid. And here's the important thing. There's a lot of people out there that that are having a hard time paying for their Medicare Part B premium, which this year is $185. They're having a hard time paying for that. Please tell them to call their Medicaid office, apply for Medicaid. If they're approved, they can get this. It's called the Medicare Savings Program. So the Medicare Savings Program is basically Medicaid pays for your Part B premium, the $185, and that'll put $185 in your pocket, or please share this with someone that you know. And then if you get Medicare and Medicaid, you become dual eligible. And then you just might be eligible for one of those Medicare Advantage dual eligible plans. If you're regular to my channel, I always recommend a Medicare supplement plan first, plan N or plan G. If it's just not for you, then you look for a Medicare Advantage. But if you have Medicare and Medicaid, you can't get a Medicare supplement anyway, even if you wanted it. But then you get a Medicare Advantage dual eligible. And those are the ones that have those, grocery cards you see all the time advertised, $100, $200, free ice cream and unicorns for life. They're advertised, they advertise them in kind of a scammy way, but they're not as scam in the sense they are available out there. They just the way they people advertise them is I don't like. But they are out there. It really depends on what's available in your particular neck of the woods. And you can reach out to my partners at Chapter and they can see what's available in your area and see if they can get you any more money to help you out, or your family or friends or whoever. All right, let's see here. Not filing taxes. I've heard that even if you aren't required to, it's useful to anyway to prevent ID theft. Strangers can use their taxes using Social Security number. It happens. Yeah, any way you can protect your Social Security number is always a beautiful thing. That's one thing I always recommend people, even if you're not going to use, SSA.gov, go into a Social Security account, set up a My Social Security account. You should do it anyway, even if your intent is not to use it. I guess the same thing here applies to the IRS. Even if you don't have to file file your IRS taxes, because if you go onto the IRS website, it has a little questionnaire. It says, "Do you even have to file?" A lot of people that are just low income, just receiving Social Security, they may not even have to file income taxes. So go on there, and it'll tell you go onto your Social Security account, set up an account anyway, and it's a way to protect yourself to make sure nobody goes in there and causes trouble for you. All right, let's see. Last question here. Can I get my Social Security benefits sent to an overseas bank, such as Jamaica? Jamaica, I don't think there's an issue right there. I know Social Security does not send money to North Korea or Cuba, so Jamaica's good. So if you intend on enjoying the beaches of North Korea, I guess you can't do that. But Department of Treasury has some other countries that you can't send money to. That's not a Social Security thing; it's Department of Treasury thing. But Jamaica, I don't think is on the list at all. So, but before I would, here's an insider trip here. Trick, trip, tip, trip. Anyway, this is I do this live and just send it out. Anyway, so set up your new bank in Jamaica, call Social Security, get that done, but do not close your current bank, your US bank or whatever the case may be, until you know 100% for sure it's going to go to your new bank. Because if you set up a new bank and close the old one, then the check is just going to be out there in limbo and you're going to miss a month. So set up the new bank in Jamaica, make sure the check goes in there. And once you confirm the first check goes in there, then you can close down the previous one. So a little insider tip and trick there. All right, make sure you join my live Q&A, which I do several times a week, if not more. It's 3 o'clock West Coast time, 6 o'clock East Coast time, and we'll join you there if you have any other specific questions. Like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Have a beautiful day.